Hi, how are you both? My name is Candy Oliveras and I'm with candypalooza.com. It's wonderful to speak with you both.
Great to be here, Candy. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. So, welcome back to the Addams Family franchise. This is the second film for you guys together. So, tell me a little bit about how, were you guys familiar? Did you guys know that there was going to be a second film back then? Well, it was just 2 years ago. And did you approach this film differently from the first?
Well, we're always hoping for sequels because it's really fun to come back and play with characters that you've got to know and kind of take them to the next level. And this is a really fun one because it's the Addams Family touring America. And so you get to see this obviously immigrant family from we're not quite sure where, Eastern Europe. There's some Gypsy, Spanish, where we're not really sure, but it's fun to take that music from that part of the world and all the kind of odd instruments. It's a strange family. We put together a strange family of instruments to portray them and that culture clash of them, bumping around in America and bumping up against a whole different way of being. And so, yeah, it was really fun to do and take those themes that we wrote and the characters and yeah, and introduce them to America, and then also have that emotional story about Wednesday that's going on as well.
Right, right. Yeah, so with the film premiering back in October, and now it's going to be on DVD January 18th. We're very excited about that. When you guys came into the project, was there something about that film that obviously you mentioned there's always, it's a good thing when you want to work on sequels. With as you mentioned, Wednesdays, the sensitive, I would say, I thought it was a little sensitive, serious. Was there a specific instrument that you wanted to bring into this film that maybe you didn't have in the first one?
Well, we were really looking forward to the chance to play our themes again because we'd spent a long time in the first one and thought that we'd come up with an original approach to an Addams Family story. Because there's been an awful lot of musical iterations of the Addams Family over the years. And we thought, well, here's this gypsy idea that Michael was referring to. This is really kind of an interesting way in. And we, really kind of went to town with that in the first one. So to get another whole chance at it, we were raring to get going. I mean, I think the biggest difference here, or the biggest offshoot, would have been the Fester and the squid thing, because that's a whole thing that is not involved in the first one. And that was maybe the biggest change for us, was to get in there with the synthesizers and do some vintage sounding things and a little bit of monster movie callbacks here and there. But also all using this whole idea of like the old theater organ, the musical saw, like the classic tropes that we'd use, the gypsy music, our themes, and then this new thing. So we just love, as much music as there is in an animated film, we often get to the end and go, oh, we could have gone further. So this was our chance to go further and open up even more. There's a lot of real estate to work with in this particular series for us. So we love it.
All right, that's awesome. So as you are, I'm sure, aware, there's a lot of bonus content in the DVD that's going to be released. Are you guys going to be in any of that content?
I hope so. I'm not sure. We had so many fun music sessions. We recorded this old theater organ, this like it used to be at Fox Studios, and it's almost 100 years old. So with this big Gothic sounding organ, so that's really fun. I think maybe they did some pickup shoots there, and Jeff plays all these incredible strummed instruments from Eastern Europe, like all these weird, like a tipple, a quattro, saturn, a tambura, and all these things are really interesting instruments. We had santur, which is the kind of a hammered dulcimer instrument, and so there's all kinds of saxophones, there's a lot of really cool instruments. So I hope some of those are show up in the special features. Yeah.
That would be really exciting. Did you want to add something, Jeff? Oh, okay.
No.
So when obviously when you mentioned saying that you wish you could have gone a little bit further when you're doing an animated film, the difference, do you feel that you have a greater range when it comes to animated versus live action films?
Well, absolutely. I mean, because the world of most animated films is heightened or completely fantastical, it opens a lot of doors for the music to follow. You know, sometimes with the music in a live action film, you know, you have a certain setting, you have a certain time period, there's a certain tonality to it. And, you know, using upside down cowbells and, you know, toy piano and you know, Victorian clocks all taken apart and struck. I mean, all those fun things that we did in Addams Family, those things aren't necessarily appropriate in a lot of films that are, you know, more tied to a specific time and place. So we love animation for that reason. And with the Addams Family, we get to really do something quite different with this gypsy idea. Um, so we're surreal, heightened, and fantastic, but we also grounded in a certain kind of ethnomusicology, as it were, and we really like to do that. That's kind of our bread and butter.
That's awesome. I love it. So with the is there a certain instrument, like do you both have, is there something about each of your styles that when you collaborate on these projects together that you know, is there something that you say, okay, this is my thing, let me do this part, and then you bring in this? Like, how do you guys collaborate? How do you work together when it comes to composing?
Well, we've worked together since we were kids, and we played in bands together. And yes, that's a good question, because yes, we have different backgrounds. We both started with piano lessons. Very quickly, Jeff decided that guitar was really the instrument for him. To hell with this piano lesson stuff. So I'm the keyboard player. He's the guitar player. So yeah, we do have two different kind of, you know, bases where we're coming from. And so that, you know, that's a really good thing in a collaboration, that you're coming from two different places. And we grew up together, where our parents played records, and we both, you know, heard all the same music when we were growing up. We were in bands together, and you know, so there's a lot of things in common, but there's a lot of things that are different, and that's the thing that makes the collaboration really work. So yeah, you're right. When we're working on the movie, there's certain areas where you think, yeah, this is more your thing, this is more my thing. But yeah, we still, you know, we work together. And so one of us might write this theme, but then, you know, you bounce it off the other guy, and so this could be better, or what about this, and how about this? And then, yeah, and then it just becomes a free-for-all, and those themes, you know, we just grab them as we need them and have our own take on them.
That's awesome. I absolutely love, I was really excited about the opportunity to, you know, speak with the both of you together, because you are brothers and you have done a lot of work together. So I have to ask, is there a bit of sibling rivalry in terms of projects sometimes?
I would say if there's a competitive spirit, it comes into just trying to, you know, keep up with the other guy's musical creativity. Kind of that Lennon-McCartney thing, I guess. So obviously we're here together, working together. We want it to be the best it can be. You're not hoping the other guy shows up with nothing. But if something's going well and Mike has a great, shows up with a great cue, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I've got to engage here and you know, hold up my end. That's kind of how I think of it. It's like I got to like keep my part of the bargain here and really try and hit a home run every time up. So it's a really good kind of I don't know if I'd call it competition, but it's definitely a really good kind of reminder, almost like, hey, this you know, this guy's good. I gotta like kick some ass here.
I love that. That's, I mean, it's wonderful. That's, are there other people in your family or other family members that are also in the same industry with you, or you guys are the?
Well, Jeff's son actually wrote a cue on this as well, and so yeah, we're we're expanding the family
That's wonderful.
and trying to bring some other ones into the business. Neither of my kids are probably going to end up there, but yeah, we definitely have one that's on track to be part of the whole group here. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's awesome. Keeping the legacy alive. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So is there a film franchise that is on your dream list to work on, either together or apart?
I mean, we were just talking to somebody about, you know, Marvel movies, comic book movies. Those tend to sort of be the cultural behemoths these days, you know,
Absolutely.
with a lot of eyes on them and a lot of resources devoted to them from the film point of view. So
Definitely.
yeah, we'd love to, you know, have a crack at some of those things. Because again, that's that thing we love to do, which is the heightened and fantastical world that opens so many doors for us musically. So
Right.
yeah, anything in that realm would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Put that into the universe. Let's make it happen. That'd be amazing. Well, it was wonderful speaking with you both. Thank you so much for taking the time and answering my questions. And I look forward to enjoying more music from both of you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Candy. Really nice to meet you. Thanks.
Okay, your questions.
Thank you so much.